Hello my good friends. Today we will discuss with the vector quantity. Before we start what is vector, we will look at about the physical quantities. What are the physical quantities? Physical quantities which can be measured. You can measure the length, we can measure the mass, we can measure distance covered, we can measure speed, we can measure displacement. We can measure velocity. But what is the difference between these two measurements? One is a simple length from this to this, say AB. But when you put a movement from here A to B, then it has a direction. So the sum has only the measurement and sum has a direction. So when sum has only the measurement, that is called scalar quantity. And the which has a direction and measurement, that is vector quantity. Suppose a particle is moving like this, starting from A and moves to B. So distance covered is this one. But if you move in direction, this is displacement. So there is difference between distance covered and displacement. Distance covered has no specific direction, but displacement has a specific direction. So which has a specific direction of sense with measurement, that is are called vector quantity. Now vector quantity, this is an important term, is directed line segment. It is a part of a straight line. Put an arrow head, and it has two points. First point A is called initial point. And second one is terminal point. And it has three characters. First one is length, and it is denoted by AB. If we take A from B, putting an arrowhead AB. So magnitude. Length means here the magnitude of AB. It has a line of support. Line of support is a line where the directed lines is a part of this line. It can extend from here to here, but it is a part. And number 3, it is direction or sense. So here the direction is from A to B. Now this vector AB you can denote by small number a, where this is its magnitude. Now we can classify this first one, which is called zero vector. Zero vector, those vector which magnitude is 0. So that means if we take a vector A and another A, so then A initial point and the terminal point also A, then we will get a zero vector whose magnitude is 0. Now unit vector, the vector whose magnitude is 1. Suppose A to B, if the length of AB is equals to 1 unit, then this vector AB is called unit vector. Unit vector have another definition, but now we will not discuss anything. Just we use A cap for unit vector. If a vector A is this, when you divide its magnitude, we get this unit vector. And unit vector has a very important role in vector mathematics. Now, equal vectors. Two vectors are said to be equal. Two vectors A and B are said to be equal. When it is equal, if they have the same direction and same magnitude. Same direction. This is vector A, another vector B. Their direction, same direction along this and same magnitude, so then they will be equal. Collinear vectors. Two or more vectors are said to be collinear. Collinear means either they lie on the same line or parallel, which are along a line or parallel to the same line. That from A to B, you define a vector A, and from C to D, E. And parallel to this line, if you define a vector C, Here you can say A, B, C are collinear. Their magnitude may or may not be equal. If their magnitudes are equal, then you can say they are equal vectors. Now coplanar vectors. Two or more vectors are said to be coplanar. Means they lie on the same plane, either they lie on the same plane or they lie on two parallel planes. So suppose this is a plane. Two or more vectors are said to be coplanar if they lie on the same plane. Suppose this is a plane, we define a vector. They have no unit of direction same, but they are lie on the same plane or lie on two parallel planes. Now reciprocal vector, the reciprocal vector of A is denoted by A raised to the power minus 1. It is also by vector. Magnitudes are same, direction is same. Co-initial vectors. Suppose, taking the initial point, if we define a vector along OB and another vector along OA, as these two vectors are, or initial point is O, so A and B are co-initial vectors. Same initial point. Now coterminous. Along AB, if we leave the vector C, so these two vectors meet at B. So their terminal point is same B. So A and B and C are coterminous. Now localized vector. A vector which has a fixed initial point and drawn parallel to a given vector is called there is a vector given and we take an initial point in along this. If we draw a vector parallel to this vector, this is localized. Free vector
non-localized.
if its initial and terminal part are not fixed. But it can move in its plane or in space, keeping magnitude and
Direction.
unaltered. So this is a free vector. Okay, thank you.
For testing your understanding of this lesson and more videos, log on to www.tubelessons.net.